Live for another TW
Woo!
podcast. Mitra, hi, how are you?
Hello. I am very well. How are you, Millie?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited for this conversation because where are you right now?
Right now, I am in Copenhagen, in the sunny, weirdly, Copenhagen for in one of the so many co-working places in the city center of Copenhagen.
Amazing. And
Yeah,
we when we think about Dimitra, when we think
yeah.
about your background, your career, the arc of your story, how do you tell that story? What does that story look like to you?
To be completely honest, the first thing that I answer when people ask me, "Oh, how are you? What do you do?" My first answer is, "I do a lot and I'm doing my best," which I think
Yes.
summarizes my life, my education, my everything. Apart from that, uh, professionally, I am someone that uses communication to help companies, especially in tech and ESG, to foster relationships with their communities, relationships with their stakeholders, relationship. Now, at the moment, for example, I'm helping one of the second biggest startup convention in Europe with the relationship, with the investor relations. Yes,
Aha. Okay.
yes.
And what is your favorite part of working in this like communications and in relationship space?
My favorite, I came to realize, and I thank with all my heart the generalist world with that because it gave me the vocabulary and it gave me the space to explore this. I came to realize that for my whole life, and the point that connects all my stuff is the fact that I love people and I love making connections. I love meeting people. I love bringing people together. And just now, on the ripe age of 33, I realized that, yeah, this is what I do. This is the string, the red string that connects everything that people think like that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And now that what is the organization you're helping with? What is the tech?
So, yes, the organization that I'm working with, it's called Tech Barbecue.
Oh,
It
cool.
is the biggest tech and innovation conference in Scandinavia and the second biggest in Europe. And it started more than 10 years ago. It started in 2013, where some friends just gather founders and investors on a park to have a barbecue and just bring them together. And from, okay, 20 people in a park having a barbecue, 12 years after, we are expecting more than 10,000 attendees. And we have partners from HSBC this year is our biggest partner, but we will have speakers from Google, Microsoft, actually, the CEO of Lovable will be
Oh,
one of our
awesome.
speakers. Yes. And what I'm doing here is that a friend of mine that we are working in another community together, that we co-created another community, became the head of investors, and he realized that he needs help and he needs support with that, and he knew that I'm available, so he's like, Dimitra, it's your turn. And in another thing that I passionately love, and I still have a difficulty explaining to a lot of companies and people and everything is how fast I learn things and how much I love to learn because in less than a month I managed to read and infuse myself with the financial world that I didn't know a thing beforehand. And now I know the difference between an LP and a VC.
Nice.
Yes,
And that's all you really need.
exactly.
Yeah, you learn the important things. So you've gone from community management to this more kind of investor relations. What
Yes.
has been some lessons for you there? What have you learned from that jump?
Uh, Apart from the fact that I'm learning too fast, I think my main lesson is that yes, every community has its caveats. Every community needs something different, but in the end of the day, no matter if you are the creator of the biggest VC in the world or if you are a member of another local community, we are all people. We are all handling certain things together and we are all connected in some way. So it is wonderful to
Mm,
look that.
that's awesome. And when you think about job titles, what's your take on how job titles instruction, and in particular, like what job titles mean for generalists?
It is the pain of my existence. Literally the pain of my existence for two main reasons. One, because as someone working with social media, with communication, with marketing, it is frustrating how a lot of companies do not know what those roles are. So with one title, they will have 15 descriptions underneath, which actually I have seen a position here in Copenhagen that it said communication manager and under of what you will do, just listed different other positions.
That's why they need a
Efficient.
communication person.
Exactly. And the second thing is that a lot of times, as a candidate, as someone, uh, it is really difficult because I need to take a lot of people by hand and explain them that, yeah, even though that my one position said communication manager and the other says investor manager, there is so much overlap and there is so many things. And the fact that, for example, I don't have in my CV 5 years on that specific uh, role or like five positions on that specific name doesn't mean that I don't have the skills or I didn't gather the
Mm,
skills needed.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So how do you get around that? What do you have you found anything that's kind of like working for you, either to like position yourself to these companies or to pitch yourself in that like don't rely so much on these traditional job titles?
To be honest, to be completely honest, I am working on it. It's still a work in progress because I still haven't managed to find that one thing.
Mm,
Uh, I am working a lot. I am working with the unboxing workshop that we have on Journalist World. I am working a lot with following other workshops and like trying to figure out myself. Spend some time with a lot of self work, self
mm,
improvement books, which I have to admit, nah, not that much help, at least to me personally. Uh, but in the end of the day, I think it is a two-way street. It is both me to learn how to use that red thread and
mm-hmm.
communicate and create with it, but at the same time is for the other people to keep their mind open because if you're talking with someone that will have a square mind and will think like, no, I don't care
Mm-hmm.
how many degrees you have. I don't care how much experience you have. If I don't see on your CV that specific thing, it is a
Sure.
no-go for me. Which there I can no matter if you're the best pitch in the world, like you cannot do something.
Yeah. And you spend a fair bit of your brain space, I guess, in this kind of marketing, social media, community world.
Yes.
What are some trends that you're seeing or some things that you think are going to be really important over the next kind of couple of months or years?
Yes, I think that I'm seeing, and not to toot my own horn, but I think that I see more and more companies to realize that it's important is community. I think that I haven't seen a lot of companies to realize yet, which I think it would be so important, is the fact that community is not your money maker. You don't expect to have sales from your community. You don't, yes, it may happen. I'm not saying that it is impossible, but your community is not the place that you will go to increase your sales. It is not the place that you will go to do the major part of your marketing. It is a place that you foster so those people will continue to be with you. So those people will go ahead and talk to other people. So those people will feel important because if one thing we are seeing more and more, especially now with Gen Z and Gen Alpha, is the fact that we are returning back to people want to feel special, people want to feel needed and want to feel included. So seeing companies following marketing things of like, look at us, we are the best. We are the best of the best on that specific thing, plus AI, because 2025. Uh, uh, it doesn't do much for, especially if you're targeting a younger audience.
They can see right through it, right? Like
Yeah,
I was on TikTok earlier this week, and I had a realization. There was like three videos in a row where the same kind of hook was being used, where it was like, give me 10 seconds and this is going to change your life. And like, I was like, this is no wonder Gen Z and below is just not buying this anymore, because like, it's just
yeah,
overdone. And I think for every trend, there is an anti-trend, there is an opposite. And it's
yes,
like this kind of like hard marketing that we've seen from the past, like, I don't know, 5 years, where it's like the differentiator is that you are the best or the fastest, or like it's these
yeah.
really strong claims that this is going to change your life. I think there's space now for just being like, this is going to be okay. Like,
Yeah,
really honest.
I think nowadays the biggest thing if you want to attract like younger generation, it's either to go completely natural and we go as we are, or you go to the hardcore telemarketing from the 80s, like, but wait, there is more, and you see the Tupperware falling in your face type of thing. Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's super interesting where socials and community is going, but I think you're right that particularly
Uh,
community is going to be really, really strong. Uh,
yes, and it's so interesting to see the difference between tech talk about community and non-tech talk, because if you
mm,
see people that has a more like a soft skill background or like a more theoretical background like myself, it is a community management. If you see engineers, is web 3.
mm.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It is also interesting, like, because community, we say it like it's a new thing, like we've invented it, but it's like this is the oldest way that humans have been connecting since forever. And I've said since the beginning, like me living on this little island with 191 people has really influenced GW, because I'm like, I live in a very small, tight knit community that's made an enormous impact on my life. I walk down the street and I was joking to my friend, like, my number one activity on this island is just like waving. Just, I'm constantly waving. It's like my arm. Every car that goes past, you have to wave. And this, it's like, our work and our life, they don't necessarily have this like boundary where, I close off and then I forget about generalist world. It's like all of this bleeds into each other and blends into each other and informs each other.
I have to admit, since you're saying that now, I remember a TikTok that I saw recently, which, by the way, if I'm saying most of the times, like, oh, I read something or I heard something, is from TikTok, let's be
Yeah.
honest. Uh, that there was a creator talking about work-life balance, and he mentioned that work-life balance in our days is not okay, it's 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock or even 3 o'clock in Denmark. And I'm closing everything. I'm going home. I don't open my mails. I don't see anything. I don't anything. Life work balance in our days, and I find it that's much more healthy personally, is the fact that you can work from a tiny island somewhere. Life work balance is the fact that, okay, I may close my things at 1 because there is an amazing weather outside and I can go have a drink with my friends. And then at 7 o'clock, when I will be back home, I can check my emails, I can finish my tasks. The work-life balance, for especially for millennials nowadays, start to leave the just an answer to 9 to 5, but it needs to be a complete thing.
Mm, yeah. What is it like in Copenhagen?
Oh, compared to that, I think Copenhagen has spoiled me, especially
Okay.
coming from Greece, which the environment and the working mentality is different. The irony is that according at least to the European Union risk statistics, Greeks are the ones that are working the most hours of all
Mm, really?
in Europe, even though that we are considered like the lazy and everything after the crisis. But coming here in Copenhagen is an amazing thing that there is, first of all, in all companies, from the smallest startup to Novo Nordisk, there is a flat hierarchy. A lot of times there is a open door policies. There is an incredible consideration for personal time and personal space. It is amazing that usually working hours is from 8 until 3, 3:30, 4,
Mm,
somewhere there.
the school
And
hours.
there, yes, yes. Well, school hours for UK. Greek school hours is different.
Ah.
Yes.
I'm so
In,
curious on the hierarchy because I haven't heard of this before. So are you saying that there is no bosses? What do you mean? Say more.
the say more, yes. Flat hierarchy here, it's not that no one will have the title of a CEO or something, but it's the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it is, for example, it was really weird for me when I came here to do my master's, having already a master's from Greece,
Mm-hmm.
and talking to the dean of my university, not my professors, to the dean of my university in with his first name and having beers together on a Friday.
Right. Okay. I
Or
see. So
or
culturally.
yes, it is a cultural thing. It is there is to a really far extent, I have to admit, because here also, yeah, you don't have the structural system, but at the same moment, it is not only because everything is good, it's also because there is a tendency of like you should not, it is socially not so acceptable to brag about your job or to brag about
Okay.
money and to talk about all
Mm,
that. So you need to be, no matter if you are the CEO of Novo, you still are a humble person that
mm.
everything. Yeah.
Interesting. And there's so many threads I want to pull on there, but one is I didn't realize you had a double master's. What, out of curiosity, what is your master's?
I
Three.
have three.
Say
Three
more
master,
again.
three masters and 6 languages. This is what impressed
And she's
most
a
people.
generalist.
And I'm a generalist because with 3 masters I have to. My bachelor is in language, culture, and literature of Black Sea countries, where I specialize in Turkish literature, aka Turkish, and I minor in Romania, so
Mm,
Romanian also. I have my first master's in international relations and war theory, where I specialized
mm,
in crisis management.
mm-hmm.
Uh, The second master's I came to do here in Denmark, where I had in international security and international law. The irony of that is that I did that master from 2017 to 2019, and I did my thesis and I specialized on how political social media can change interna
Oh,
decisions in political decisions in other countries, where I specialized in how Donald Trump tweets influence other countries, with the fact that a 2017 thesis is still relevant. Amazing.
yeah, that is
Yes,
a lot.
and then I did in Sweden my third and last, hopefully until now, because I feel that I collect them at this point. The last master's, which was from University of Malmö in communication for development,
Uh-huh.
because also going back to the conversation on the closed minds and things like that, even though that when I finished my master, I had a specialty in social media and I have worked with some social media positions. A lot of employees were saying like, yeah, to work in communication, you need to have a communication master, otherwise we are not hiring you. So I was like, okay, let's do a third one. And I did a communication for development, where there I specialized my thesis on TikTok and how um, the war in Ukraine was presented through TikTok.
Wow. Wow, you
Yes.
must share all of these in GW because I think people would be so interested. I would be to read. Um, do you think that a generalist can just be someone with a lot of specialities?
Yes, of course. Of
Like
course,
that's
because
you, right?
yes. And that is it. I think the answer to this question is depending who, because
Hmm.
there for, for the journalists that I have met, and for my personal opinion, there is the journalist that they will have one thing in different places, and there will be journalists that have different things just in one place, as myself. Like, I'm in communication, but I don't care if your company is doing toilets or if you are the next AI unicorn. Like, I no, I haven't worked for toilets, but I have worked for industrial fiber optics, where I
Okay.
where I did like where there it had nothing to do with communication. It was my last working position. It was a quality project manager, where I specialized in bringing them from zero to hero to an ISO certification, ISO 9001.
Mm.
Before I started that position, I didn't know what ISO is.
Mm.
In the end of this position, I learned that, okay, I managed to to exceed the knowledge and correct the girl that came to certify us. And that is the mind-boggling of the corporate community, because I finished in in record time, but that meant that they didn't keep me for the rest of the time. So it was like,
A blessing and a curse.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's so interesting because you are clearly someone who is interested in a lot of things. Like clearly
Yes.
you just have this like curiosity, and clearly you are like a brilliant learner. The fact that you have three masters
Yeah.
is amazing. How do you think about what you want to do next?
To be honest, I don't remember you were in that meeting when I came up with this, that it makes so much sense that it's a squirrel thing. I don't think of what is next. It's like, that is seems so
Mm,
nice. Let's go there. Which, to be honest, is not strategically and like long term, it's not the best thing.
yeah.
But it is something that brings me joy. So maybe I will need to start like embracing it and consider that, yeah, squirrels. Like,
Yeah, That I don't think I was in that meeting, unfortunately, because that is a beautiful metaphor or analogy, but it really resonates. And if you had known me like 5 years ago, I was in my squirrel era. Like I was hard on the acorns. Like gimme, gimme. I was like such. It became a part of my identity almost to be this ideas person and just like, oh, I could do this and this and this and I'm gonna. At one point, I was like writing for the Japanese Tourism Board and also producing a short film in Canada for women in construction. And I was like, this is fantastic, and it makes absolutely no sense to anyone but me. However, then I came across, maybe it more found me, generalist world, and
Yeah.
my squirrel era. Um, okay, I can still appreciate the acorns. I can see, I still that it doesn't go away, but I found my thing that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It brings me so much joy, and it's very like challenging, and I get to hang out with cool people. So my squirrel era um, chilled out a bit. So maybe it's just seasonal as well.
Could be. That is the thing. And again, so appreciative of the generalist world, not only for being invited on a podcast, but for all the things, the little acorns of knowledge and inspiration, because that is like how I work also. Like I prefer to hear 10 things and get what I need from each than to tell me, okay, sit down and go just with that. And that means that either how we had that workshop telling about like the different time that we have different seasons in life and we need to adjust our working environment and our working needs accordingly resonates so deeply for me. At the same moment, I had the questionnaire with, I want to say Brandon, but I'm not 100%
Oh yeah,
about the
Brandon,
name.
the
Yes,
genius of you, genius of
yes,
me.
yes. I had a meeting with him after the initial meeting with all the journalists, and he tried to explain to me a bit more in depth my profile. And it was so mesmerizing for me because he put it in words, things that I've never managed to do it, because he said like, I want to congratulate you because you are in that 1% of anyone that had taken the test,
Mm,
that you're up for doing anything and
mm.
you're up for learning anything. He said like, yeah, that he's a generalist also, but okay, if they will ask me to do one, two, three maybe, I don't want to do it because I want to focus on one and everything. You are the kind of person that one, two, three, 15 and 25, I will do it. And I saw so much myself there because I am that. I am like, if you tell like, you can see it also from the things that I'm doing at the moment. Okay, I am doing investor relations in a conference. I am doing community management for an international community of professionals here in Copenhagen. I am cooking in a volunteer vegan community next to my house. I am promoting Generalist World in Denmark and trying to build relations there. And also tomorrow maybe I will adopt a cat.
Oh,
By the
that's
way,
amazing.
that wasn't a joke for the cat. I have an appointment and I'm trying.
Oh, amazing. Incredible background.
Yeah,
And it's such an interesting thing to think, almost to like put yourself in 10 years' time and be like, huh, I wonder what I'll be looking back on because I guarantee you can't pick that. Like there's so, and me too, there's so many different
yeah,
ways that could go.
yeah. Yes, it is. It is. It's still haunting me, and I still to be completely honest with you and the audience, that I have a lot of times I have doubts. A lot of
Yeah.
times I'm still hearing from a lot of people, no, 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 because at the moment I'm looking for like a full-time position. So a lot of people like, no, 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 when you're applying, you need to focus in one lane and go with that and focus on that. So you will focus all your energy and you will have a target. And I'm like, yeah, but how do you choose? How d- how is the I fully understand that they're coming from like the best place. I'm not saying otherwise. However, how do you choose? How you go from I can d- I can do everything to okay, just choose one. Just limit yourself so immensely because it's easier for others to see a limit itself.
Oof, oof. That's it. That's it. I hope that's not always going to be it. And
I
this
hope
is
so.
a long game of change, but I do think we are in this time where everything is changing. I think we can't even actually comprehend this exponential change that is going to happen with AI. Like the click moments I'm having, even in the past month, where I'm seeing it in action, and I'm like, whoa, like, whoa, it truly is all going to shift.
It is, and we are living the new industrial revolution, how the steam engine and things like that changed our lives 200 years ago. Now
Yeah.
it's AI. But still, because one more thing that I am is I am on the committee for the Danish standards, which is the organization that standardize everything for Denmark. I am in the committee for AI, so I'm helping Denmark essentially work with ISO, work with the European organizations, and do things like that.
Cool.
Another thing that I'm doing, uh, it is it is both amazing and at the same moment scary, and at the same moment we are going blind, and at the same moment it feels like there are so many questions and there's so many things, and at the moment so many people are so excited. So
Mm,
AI is a big conversation, and also as I said, for example, before for the Web3 or the community management. AI is one more time how uh, tech people, how the, how there's that inequality between tech people that, oh yeah, anything technical or with a big name is so much better than everything. I had that thought and I had that heated discussion on LinkedIn on mentioning like uh, one of my ideas is the fact that uh, uh, how's it called? Not machine learning, prompt engineering. I remembered it. Prompt engineering is essentially good communication skills. It is essentially giving instructions in a really concise and detailed way.
yeah.
But but all the tech bros out there is like, no, 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 no. It's not a soft skill. It's not a thing that teachers and caregivers and people are doing for like the beginning of time. It is prompt engineering and it's just AI and has a logic behind it. Because actually I came in that conclusion after reading through the uh, report from Google, which was 70 something pages on prompt engineering and how to teach yourself prompt engineering. And I'm like, they were like, yeah, you need to have a beginning and to give a background to the chat and to give clear like step by step instruction. I'm like,
Yeah, sounds familiar. Do you know
I
what though?
know,
Like
right?
I think when you see a difference like
Mm-hmm.
this, it's not about convincing them that that it's communication. It's about being like, wow, cool. I see this differently, and so then this is my angle. So like if you see this from this lens, and particularly because you have this amazing background in communication, wow, this now suddenly becomes a marketable, very valuable skill that you can have.
I don't, this is the best case scenario, and this is what I'm trying to do to showcase to people that getting further education and everything. But we're going back to the conversation of the square minds and everything, and considering that, oh, okay, I don't see, I see communication on your CV, I don't see prompt engineering,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't see that you have worked like in an AI company or something like that.
Sure.
So it's a, so no, 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 no. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that a lot of people, including myself, experience due to semantics. I honestly believe that a lot of generalists, especially, are not where they could be, or they're not utilizing their full value potential
Mm,
purely because of semantics and because of like wording.
mm,
And
mm-hmm,
that is
totally.
come
Yeah.
from a communication, someone that works with words, like
Yeah, yeah, totally. Right. If you can't communicate it, then how can the other person possibly know? That's ultimately what it comes down to.
yeah.
Um, you've kind of touched on it throughout this conversation, but I just wanted to give space if there was anything else you wanted to raise. But how has what's your experience been like in generalist world?
Amazing, incredible. Uh, se se 7 out of 5. And whoever understands that reference and meme has a place in my heart. It is amazing. It is that amazing, and I got so much value that now I start to feel bad because at the moment I have both the position at Tech Barbecue, but also because a girl gotta leave, I have also a cooking job in a restaurant. So most of the days, like I have like a 12-hour working day
Wow.
thing.
Yeah.
And I missed so many of the workshops and so many of the staff. And I feel so bad because I know how much value is out there. I know how much nuggets of amazing experience I'm getting from that. So to a level that one, of course, and that is the main reason why I offered to communicate and to transfer the value of generalist world here in Copenhagen, because it is not something yet so much
Mm-hmm.
known. And I've
Yeah.
seen so many people, when I describe what generalist world is, they're like, "Oh my God, it's the same. I feel the same. Where is that? Where it was all my life?" And I'm like, no. And I think we've never discussed that, but it was exactly that click moment because I found Generalist World from one of your TikToks.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
yes, I saw the TikTok and you were describing what a generalist is, and I'm like, so I'm not the weirdo here? I'm not the
Mm,
one that that I'm mistaken because, for example, on my previous job, when I had my interview, I was telling my afterwards manager that okay, I've done that and that, and it was at the point that I was starting my third master's, and he's like, yeah, but you went from like linguistics to international relations and then to law and then to now to communication. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And at that moment, I like it was something that I was carrying in me, that what do I want to be when I grow up? Why I haven't decided? Why everything seems interesting to me and I'm going like that. And then I saw your TikTok, and then I started researching more on the generalist world, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not me, it's the system. Okay, And even just that, even that acceptance in that in that online community,
Yeah.
it was amazing. And thank you so much every moment about for that.
Amazing. What a fantastic answer. And yeah, I can't wait to meet in person one day. I've never been to Copenhagen.
Well, what do you do on the 27th and 28th of October? Oh, of October, August.
Oh, I'm actually, I'll be just coming back from my wedding.
How much coming back? No, no, the thing is that I would love to, on the 26th and 20, 26, 27, 28. It's the Tech Barbecue, it's the general
Oh,
conference, and I would love to offer you a ticket. Or
oh,
if AJ is available, but I assume if it's your wedding, she will not be available also.
she will be there. Yeah, although
Yeah.
maybe we can chat on Slack after.
Yes.
That could be kind of cool. There you
Yes.
go, guys. This is how it works. It's all about who you know.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Dimitri, is there anything I didn't ask you? Anything you're like, I wish I could have said this while I had the microphone. Any message to the people listening?
That I think an overall message that doesn't have to do so much with work, but has to do with community. It just in that case, the generous world is that if you look out there, you're not alone because I felt alone for so long, and the whole unemployment journey makes you feel so alone. The whole unemployment journey hits in so many societal aspects that
Sure.
we we think that our job is all our lives. We think our job is our identity. We think a lot of things, especially for us millennials, that we are like in the between the weird things. Uh, I just want to say to people that this is not true. I know it feels true. I know that it deeply feels true, but it is not. And whoever needs to have a pep talk or just to complain about the current work market, I'm here for them. Yeah,
Ooh, RIP your inbox.
exactly. Exactly. But that is exactly the thing is the fact how, for example, one more amazing thing for generalist world is the donut meetings, the coffee meetings that we have
Mm-hmm.
with people from all over the world. And it's so surprising, but so expected also that we have, no matter if you are in Australia, if you are in US, if you are in Europe, if you are in Africa, like I've talked with people from almost everywhere, and yet we all have the same thoughts, we all have the same things, we all have the same everything. So
Mm.
you are not alone.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful way to finish. Thank you so much for taking the time
No.
to spend with me and all of our listeners. And we will link all of your links in the show notes so people can get in touch.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.